Trader Joe's lemon animal crackers, that's the ingredients. Alright, I don't see any artificial coloring or BHT, that's a big plus. It does have palm and soybean oil with natural flavoring. I might have to pass on this for my kid. It's definitely better than some of the garbage that's out there. I'll definitely take this over Cheetos. Alright, so we got Trader Joe's Cheery lemon animal crackers. This is a take on an animal cracker, just like any other animal cracker that's out there on the market. This one's coated in like a yogurt candy coating with little candy pearls that's on top. Right off the bat, Trader Joe's is pretty good in not using any sort of synthetic food coloring. And this one here, to get the yellow color, it uses turmeric, which is great. So you don't see any synthetic colorings in here. They're also good at not using preservatives, so there's no BHT or was it TBQ. That's a huge plus because you don't want to be ingesting any of that. I would say there's still a handful of ingredients in here that I would probably say it's questionable. You should probably avoid. But let's go through it from top down. So the first thing is yogurt flavored coating. And here you see a whole bunch of parentheses. So these are all the ingredients for this one particular item. So yogurt flavored coating includes sugar as the main, palm kernel oil, which is an ultra processed oil. And then you got your whey powder, skim milk powder, yogurt powder. So that all of those ingredients is what makes up this yogurt flavored coating. I mean, something like this is always going to have some sort of palm oil, some sort of seed oil, so it's going to be hard to avoid. So that's my first red flag. And then as you go through the list, soy lecithin, that's a emulsifier. You see it on any sort of sugar coating with chocolate. Natural flavor, that's my next red flag. Obviously, you know, natural flavors are synthetic. That's something you want to avoid. And then as you go through the list, you have the actual cracker itself. So the animal cracker contains wheat flour, cane sugar, soybean oil. So here's our first seed oil. We have brown rice syrup, which, I mean, people argue that this is better, but at the end of the day, it's still a ultra processed syrup. And don't let the name fool you by quote unquote brown rice. It's going to be healthier. It's not. It's a rice sugar syrup. That's the end point. That's it. It is a ultra processed syrup. It's concentrated. It is what gives it that very sweet taste, obviously. It gives you a glycogen spike, so you're going to get a sugar spike. If you have diabetes, this is something you want to avoid. And the list goes on. Let's keep on going through this because there's a handful of items in here. Leavening, you have your sodium bicarbonate, ammonium bicarbonate, fine, whatever. But then you have natural flavor again. So you have two natural flavors between both of these items. And that is a hard no. Soy lecithin, fine, emulsifier, citric acid, maize enzymes, fine, whatever. Okay, let's go into the rainbow pearls, the little candy balls that's on top of the cracker itself. So this contains, first ingredient, sugar, cornstarch. Okay, that's basically what these sugar pearls are made out of. You have your sugar and your thickening agent, which is typically cornstarch or some sort of lecithin. Color added, so all natural things, which is great. Vegetable juice, and then you have spirulina. This is questionable because in the current world of sugar alternatives, it has a pretty big following on not being a quote-unquote ultra-processed sugar. It is naturally derived from blue-green algae, but just because it's naturally derived from algae, you have to understand that there are high risks of contamination with heavy metals, bacteria, different toxins like microcystins. These are things that you'll not know until you actually consume it and you get a reaction or some sort of symptom if you have any health conditions. So people with PKU or phenylketonuria should definitely avoid this because this is high in phenylalanine. It interferes with blood thinners. If you have some sort of autoimmune condition, this could flare up your symptoms, and that's just by this one ingredient. So this is something that you have to think about when you get into these sugar alternatives on how your body reacts to it. And if you have health conditions, if you take medication, it could definitely react with what you're taking. And we have beta carotene, which is from carrots obviously, and paprika, so that will be your red and your orange colors for the sugar pearls. And then we have carnauba wax, and this is something a lot of people could argue that's safe, but you have to understand carnauba wax is naturally produced, but it is predominantly synthetic, because carnauba wax from a natural state is the hardest wax amongst other waxes that's out there, and it has the highest melting point. But for it to be stable when you're mixing it in any sort of ingredient, whatever you're cooking it in, it has to be structurally strong, so it does get mixed with other things. So a lot of these carnauba wax ingredient that's in consumable products is not going to be true 100% naturally derived wax. It is always going to be synthetic, and that's where the dangers come in, because once you alter the natural state, it completely changes how your body metabolizes it. And since this is a wax, think about what a wax is. You need heat to melt it, okay? When you eat wax, do you think your body is going to fully digest it? Most likely not. It's just going to pass through you, but then when it passes through you, the risk of the wax getting caught in your lower GI is the risk. And once that gets stuck in your intestine, that is not good. That is not good. I mean, there is going to be a chance where your body passes it through, but to limit that risk is just to avoid anything that has wax ingredients. And in my other video that goes over the Kirkland chocolate chip bites, that has a ton of waxes in it, and that is just not good. It's not good, and it's good to avoid it. All right, so we got a couple more items here. We have lemon juice powder, which is made from lemon juice and maltodextrin. That's another red flag for me. Maltodextrin is a ultra processed starch. It is high in the glycemic index. It'll cause you to have a very fast insulin response. So if you are insulin resistant, you definitely want to avoid maltodextrin or any sort of ultra processed sugar starch. And then we have turmeric, which is the last ingredient, and that's how you get the yellow coloring of the whole cracker itself. So at the end of the day, is this better than a regular animal cracker? No, because this is coated in that yogurt candy coating, so you have added sugar from that. You have sugar pearls, that's more added sugar, and then you have the lemon flavoring, which is from the lemon juice powder, which is fine, but then as maltodextrin, so that's also a hard no. And then you have the added natural flavorings, you have some other ingredients that's mixed in. All in all, it's a hard pass for me. And with all candy and snacks, you have to understand basic limitations, especially when you're giving this to a younger child that doesn't understand that. And even though this is a small bag, within this bag, there's still a lot of crackers in there. And for a toddler to be eating this, just inhaling the bag, that is a hard no. It's all sugar and carbs. There is no nutritional benefit. There's a lot of other things that a child can eat other than this. So with that, this is the Trader Joe's Cheery Lemon Animal Crackers. Is this a go for me? Obviously not. This is a pass. Will I give it to my kid? No. Will I eat it? I might have a couple and then I'm tossing it. That's it. But this is straight up sugar, and I don't need that in my body, and neither do you. Thanks for tuning in. Next video will be the Kirkland Little Muffin Bites, the chocolate chip bites. That's the dupe to Entenmann's and Little Debbie. But until then, eat clean and read your ingredients.